Hey everybody, it's GoblinX, and today is a crazy day. Powered Cube has finally hit Magic Arena for the first time ever. This is essentially a vintage cube on Arena. That means that instead of drafting with a booster pack of a specific set, we are drafting from a curated list of the strongest cards in the entirety of Magic's history. That includes the original Power 9 all the way back from Alpha, all of the Moxes, Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall, and more. So, a very, very powerful draft experience, the strongest cards you can possibly draft. For that reason, because it is a cube draft, it is a phantom draft, we won't be keeping any of the cards we draft today, but it should be an absolutely wild and unique experience that you can't really do anywhere else. Very cool stuff, very fun stuff, and I'm excited to hop into it. But before we do, another little disclaimer. I've never drafted a vintage cube before. I've never drafted a legacy cube before. A lot of these new cards, the majority of the new cards that they've added to Arena for the first time ever for this cube, are cards I've never played before in my life. So I highly recommend, if you want to watch a channel that is going to help you get better at Powered Cube, get better at Vintage Cube, definitely check out somebody much more experienced than me. Channels like LSV, Paul Cheon, and Numat the Nummy are channels I would highly, highly recommend. They're going to be doing pretty much daily Powered Cube drafts all the way up until the launch of Avatar: The Last Airbender in a couple weeks. I am pretty certain they'll be just doing those daily drafts. So definitely check those channels out. Highly recommend them. But if you're a fan of my channel and you just want to see me stumble my way through learning how to draft the vintage cube, you want to see some 1-2s in these traditional draft cubes, maybe some 0-3s, then stick around. You want to see me lose some games of Magic, that is what we're going to be doing here. Without further ado, let's bust on the packs and see what we get to play with today. All right, here we are for our pack one, pick one. Sadly, none of the Power 9 or nothing, honestly, all that close, right? There's like a Tundra here for very good fixing, one of the original dual lands. Exploration could be fun, but it's only as good as the number of lands you have in your hand. Could be a fun way to start, though, going for green rampy stuff. There's Inquisition of Kozilek for really good interaction, some hand disruption in the early game. Or there's a Johnny. A Johnny is probably a really safe pick for like your first ever vintage cube draft like this, where there are so many really complex strategies that maybe just going for something really basic like White Weenie, Boros aggro, anything like that could be a really safe way to start things off. So I might just roll with a Johnny here, considering I don't think there's anything super, super explosive in this pack. It's like a great aggro card, a great hand disruption, or exploration if we're trying to do cheesy, slightly explosive things, but still not like crazy, crazy explosive. Yeah, I think I'm going to go a Johnny pack one, pick one on this pack. Pick number 2, we got Sarah Paragon and Descendant of Storms for more great White Weenie cards, or some red aggro cards like Robber of the Rich and Broadside Bombardiers. Again, nothing super crazy outside of that, so we are fine to just take a good aggro card. We'll let our opponents do explosive stuff, and we'll just try to be, the goldfishing kind of strategy, like we're the deck check, so to speak. Did you put enough interaction in your deck, or are you just going to die to random aggro? That's how we'll start for now. If I saw something crazy, like a Mishra's Workshop or something, sure, I'd try to do a crazy artifact deck. Or Library of Alexandria, try to do some kind of control-y deck, but I'm just seeing solid aggro cards and nothing super explosive elsewhere, so let's go solid aggro. Okay. Sage of the Skies is probably good for this kind of deck. It's very, very cheesy if you manage to get any of the 0-mana artifacts, any of the Moxen. Gaia's Cradle, if we go green-white, could be fun. Reprieve is also probably really good. 1 and a white, return a spell to its owner's hand, draw a card. Really good tempo play. Stop your opponent from just popping off. Defend yourself for a bit. This might be Reprieve, actually, over Sage of the Skies. It's one of the two for sure. Ooh, Fire Blast if we were mono red. That's kind of sick. I feel like players can pop off and do such explosive things so early in a cube like this that we probably won't have Reprieve up in time anyway, right? Because like if I have a Johnny in hand turn 2, I'm just going to run out of Johnny. I'm not going to hold up Reprieve. And then they could just do their explosive thing. It's like, oh, well, my reprieve did nothing. Mind Twist is gnarly. Fetches are really good because they can pick up a wide variety of dual lands. Because a lot of the dual lands in the cube have basic land types, so Misty Rainforest and Mind Twist look like really good, really high picks. Blade Splicer to just stick to what we're doing. Stay white weenie aggro. I mean, Mind Twist just seems absurdly rude. 4 mana, somebody discards 3 at random. Even if it wasn't like X mana flexible, if that was the only cost you'd cast it for, that seems like it'd be really good. I'm gonna try out Mind Twist. Seems super disruptive. Ooh, Guide of Souls? We're just gonna play Modern Horizons cards. I know Modern Horizons cards. So powerful, they took over the entirety of the modern format, and also a lot of the vintage cube. Let's go. I can feel comfortable. I can hide from all the cards I've never seen in my life, like Fallen Shinobi, and play Modern Horizons cards all day long. Come on in, Guide of Souls. This is not a deck that wants Wrath of God. I can tell you that for sure. What is Urza's Bauble? Look at a random card in somebody's hand, then draw a card at the beginning of the next upkeep. Interesting. I didn't even know this card existed. I knew there was Mishra's Bauble. When was that printed? Crazy. I'll probably take a red aggro card now, in case we go Boros, I suppose. There's Kellen, which has the level up abilities, or there's the Draconautics Engineer that can be 2 creatures off the 1 spell. 2 mana 2/2, then a 4 mana 4/4 flyer. Could haste things out. I think I'd rather have the leveler. 1 mana 2/1. Lightstall Inquisitor seems pretty great. I like that over Lion Sash. And I'm going to keep leaning white here over red, because we're very deep into that color. And if we can go mono-colored, that'll keep things really nice. Voice of Victory, shutting off interaction, or Giver of Runes also. These seems like pretty good ways to defend ourselves. Alright, we got Voice of Victory, so they can't cast spells during our turn, or Giver of Runes that can just protect whatever we choose each turn. I'm gonna go Giver of Runes here, protect our threats. But that pack was a really good sign for us. This one less so, green players are happy. We'll take a random speculative duel. Sarah Paragon Wield, that's kind of perfect. Because this will be able to recast basically all of our creatures. So, really good top-end finisher for us. Shadow Spear feels like it's probably a bit slow. Do we try to go Orzhov aggro or just take it anyway? I do have a Mind Twist. I'll just take this anyway. If I can be full mono-colored this first draft, that'd be pretty sick. Never have to worry about mana issues. Blade Splash was like the only card in white we cared about at all in this pack, and it came all the way back around. This looks like a draft pod we get to be the mono-color deck. Nine cards per pack would be more than enough. Alright, pack 2, pick 1. There's only 2 white cards in the pack. Overlord of the Mistmoors, which is a little expensive, and then Figure of Destiny, which is a little slow at leveling up. Which are both fine. I think the way this draft has been going, seeing some red and white stuff flying around relatively late, Overlord is less likely to wheel, because more people want these random big finishers, but Figure's probably better for our deck. But if I take Overlord, I might wheel Figure. If I take Figure, I don't think I wheel Overlord. We can also just take Scrubland. Again, I have that Mind Twist. I'm not so sure I want to play Hand Disruption in an aggro deck. We just want to finish off the damage while we can. It's still probably pretty good. I'm just going to go for the card that I think is strongest here. I'll just take Figure of Destiny. Ooh, Ocelot Pride. I know that card's insane. It's in Modern Horizons 3. It's in the sealed format that I just won boxes in last week. Let's go. I know that card. Join us, Ocelot Pride. They don't call it White Weenie for nothing. It's all one drops today. It's gonna make Sage of the Skies nice and consistent as like a 4-drop, if nothing else. Ooh, Evangelist looks awesome for the deck. Battle Cry to buff the entire board up with +1/+0, multiple creatures off one spell. That looks perfect. Bauble, although, does look nice with Sage of the Skies, but outside of that, Evangelist is really good with everybody else. I gotta find some removal. The only cards getting past in our colors are creatures. We have no interaction. There's no swords, no path to exile. Nothing. Nothing is showing up on that front. All right, here's a 2-drop. I don't have a lot of those. Prismatic Ending doesn't really count as removal in mono white. I guess it can exile a Mox or something. Or a 1-drop. But not a lot. Just take Thraben Inspector, which is perfectly solid. Enduring Innocence. I feel like Enduring Innocence is probably too much card draw to pass up, but again, I have literally no removal, so maybe we have to play some inefficient removal like March of Otherworldly Light. We have to exile cards for or spend a bunch of mana on. But too bad. Taking Enduring Innocence. Random Godless Shrine for the Mind Twist. If we play it, there's no white in this pack. Awkward second half to the pack. We are going to need to get rewarded in pack 3 to not have to at least splash in a bit of this black. Another black-white duel. Esca's Chariot if we splash into green instead. Yeah, I'll definitely play Yawgmoth's Will in my black-white aggro deck. No, I will not. Okay. Well, Time Twister is technically part of the Power 9, but we failed to find any Moxes or Lotuses. No Mana Crypt, no Soaring. Nothing spicy this draft. And we literally dodged white spells entirely for pack 3. Oh, that's bad. That is rough. We didn't open a single white card. Well, I guess we take a polluted Delta then that can grab Shrine and Triome. That stings. Pack 3, pick 2. Containment Priest seems fine, really matchup dependent. Or we have a fetch land. There's a Mox Diamond. So essentially we go down a card to play this, but we get to play 2 lands turn 1. Like if we have a 3-land opener, play a land, play diamond, discard the 3rd land, and now I have 2 mana on turn 1 and then 3 mana on turn 2. That's gotta be just sick, right? Even for an aggressive strategy. Yeah, I'll play around with this Mox Diamond. We finally got removal. We got 1 path to exile. Thalia seems really good for us. Lingering Souls is also nice. I think our massive lack of non-creature spells, our massive lack of removal, just makes Thalia the pick here. It's pretty one-sided. Ademi of the Silk Shoots. 2 mana, 3/2 flash. At worst, with some other decent abilities. Sure. Luminarch Aspirant and Elite Spellbinder both seem pretty sick. I feel like Aspirant probably gets a little weaker in this cube because it has to sit on the board turn over, turn over, turn over, turn over, turn, which is probably hard to do. Whereas Spellbinder having immediate enter the battlefield impact and also counteracting combo stuff makes it probably a little better than an original Arena cube. Like if your opponent's trying to show and tell or sneak attack something or some nonsense like that, this just completely counters that. They just can't do it at all once it's in exile. Probably Elspeth. Narrow removal. But again, I'm really insanely low on that right now. Although Lauren also probably better in this cube because there's a lot more incredible cheap artifacts than in the original Arena Cube. Wandering Emperor. Exile somebody on blocks, sort of.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you.
Nothing here. Oh, this was the pack we opened that just didn't even have a white card in the first place. It's Containment Priest for the sideboard. I don't know if I want to just main deck that. I guess if I don't have enough spells, I might as well. Counters Reanimator decks. And Show and Tell and Sneak Attack. Okay. Cute. Don't think Greaves is probably actually very good. Alright, I'm just gonna throw 16 planes in here, hop right into the gameplay, and see what Vintage Cube looks like. 2-drop on turn 1. I could just turn 1 Thalia. Because the rest of this hand doesn't have spells like that. Non-creature spells. And that could really hinder our opponent. Alright, get turn 1 Thalia'd. They are on green, so it's probably not the end of the world for them. Green-black, no play turn 2. No, I top-decked a non-creature spell. Freaking Shadow Spear. Probably supposed to Ajani here, because it's more power toughness overall. I could just pass if I'm worried that they draw and discard reanimation target, then just go land reanimate, like land animate dead here. Holding up Containment Priest would counter the reanimation, but we don't even know if that's their plan in Golgari. Well, I guess this exiles everything they discard. They may exile that card, so it doesn't have to exile the cards they discard. Oh, but if it does and it puts them back, what on earth? This is very complex. Okay, so you exile it under it, and then you could put the card back to do a different thing based on what kind of card it is. Get a treasure or get a 2/2 rogue. Seems pretty good. Okay, so there's Tireless Tracker for a great value spell. Jam, play a Shadow Spear without an equip, and then a Priest, probably. I don't think we just run out Sarah Paragon. Because I wouldn't be activating the ability this turn anyway. Please cast a Natural Order or do some Reanimator nonsense or something. Alright, they're not going to do that. Here's Containment Priest. Ooh, Ocelot Pride Ascended? I'm not gaining life this turn though, am I? No. I mean, I guess I could play the Pride, equip a Shadow Spear, and then I am gaining life this turn. I need somebody with 3 toughness or more. Or put this on the first striker if I want to get around Hex Mage. This is a 3 toughness blocker, so I also only get to attack with 3 power creatures. So I attack with 3/3 Containment Priest or 3/2 Thalia, and those are kind of my options. To trigger Pride. Go Containment Priest. Four, 3 tracker. Take the damage, let the pride trigger. For double cat. Some battle cry the turn I play it. Just go wide and go ham. Sack a clue so that they can do the thing. Oh, they just played Dark Depths to go with their Hex Mage, by the way. I'm surprised they didn't do that on blocks here. I guess they still kill something without losing anybody. Yeah, Dark Depths is a token. Containment Priest does not stop tokens. So I'm quite surprised. But yeah, I guess either way they like kill one card here.
To battle!
Dark Depths is not big enough to one-shot me. Especially if Pride sticks around to give me 2 cats. It's going to be a very close game. We might die to a 2020 Merit Lage alongside other attackers. They have to choose if they're going to Hex Mage a Johnny or Hex Mage the Dark Depths. Okay, they're not going to Hex Mage Dark Depths, then they're just going to counter a Johnny. Fair.
Do not respect me.
A Johnny was threatening too much damage for them, they say. Let's go Paragon land here. Pass. Get 2 cats. So Dark Depths, if it has no counters on it, they get a 20/20 flying indestructible, and Vampire Hexmage can remove all counters from any permanent. So that's the combo there. They may also have Thespian Stage in their deck, which can... It's a land that can become a copy of any other land on the board, and if you make it a copy of Dark Depths, it doesn't have the counters on it. It's a Dark Depths with no counters on it, which means it gets sacked and makes it 20/20. So our opponent is doing the combo route here. They've got Hexmage Depths at the least. Oh no, Portal to Phyrexia to the grave. Hopefully it's just too expensive and not that it's getting animated, but we'll see. Because again, this puts it back. Yeah, they can tap it and put it back in the grave if they need it there. I mean, I guess Portal to Phyrexia is not the most insane on this board. We sack 3 cats. And then what's the best creature in a grave? Oh, they'd get the Hexmage back. Yeah, no, it would still be insane. Because they could get Hexmage back in Dark Depths. Oh no! Demonic Tutor, find the best card in their whole deck. I highly doubt we win from that. I highly doubt we win from here. We do? Wow, I thought for sure they'd have something in there that could like combo kill us, or at the very least maybe like a Toxic Deluge, give everybody -4/-4 to stabilize. That was a scary game of Magic. They were close from a lot of somewhat explosive things. Obviously, they could have gotten that Merit Lage and stuff like that, but just to weenie aggro it out. We don't have a sideboard. We're playing every on-color card in the deck, unless I want to play the little black splash here. But I'm just going to run it back, head into game number 2. Game 2. This can't be keepable, can it? Essentially don't do anything till turn 3 in an aggro deck. In like the fastest draft format ever. Mulligan. Also, kind of bad, but I'm not going to mull down to 5. Like, because we're just going to be out of threats immediately. Luckily, Figure of Destiny is the kind of threats I can just keep dumping my mana into until they kill it, but still, we need to draw it well for this hand. I almost feel like I don't play Figure now. Say probably tutored for Damnation or Deluge or Dam or Wrath of God, or I guess this is a Army in a Can kind of card, so just keep the pressure on as much as I can because they might have demonic tutored for Depths or Hex Mage or something. Oh no, they tutored for Channel? Are we gonna get Channel Emrakul here? They'd be at 2 life, but we would lose. Portal to Phyrexia for exactly the 3 creatures that I have. Alright, you got me. That is a Channel combo kill here. And Barrogoyf for a lifelinker to really make sure they stabilize. Yep, and that is Channel for ya. Just gonna absolutely crush less interactive decks. Theoretically, stopping their life gain is kind of big.
My judgment is final.
They have Channel and Tinker and Hexmage Dark Depths. They just put every combo they could in the deck. They're like, we'll draw one of the combos somewhere. They drew Hexmage Depths game 1, but it was too late. This time, they hit Channel and they hit Tinker. There's the Dark Depths too if they find the Hexmage. I do not think we get out of this. Wandering Emperor's, we're at 22 life. Emperor's just gonna die, period, even if I plus. So I think I'm actually supposed to get 1 Samurai. Just let her die immediately.
We must protect the people.
Like, plussing her just stops 2 of the damage that's coming to us. That's all it accomplishes. Then Explorer hits her instead of us. It's probably better to just get the Samurai and take the extra 2. Nath, that is going to be the life gain that they need to really make sure we don't have an out here. There it is, gain 4. They are now at 7. Even if we hit, oh god, they got Moxes too. They got some of the spicy stuff I really wanted to open. Mox Tinker, turn 2 is one of the most terrifying things you can do in Cube. But we saw no Moxes, we saw no Tinkers. Would have been cool. They just drew every combo in the book this game. They drew the Hexmage to go with the depth too. Plus the haste for it. That's so funny. Opponent would rather play with their food than go for lethal. I respect it. Let's see what the last draw is for us. Okay. 1-1 heading into game 3. This time we will be on the play. We're really hoping for like a Thalia in the opener to slow them down a bit. Spellbinder, if we cast it fast enough, is going to be really helpful. Disrupting combos. Lightstall Inquisitor is okay, but it's not selected. Yeah, really terrifying matchup. I could throw in the Mind Twist and like hope to play it fast enough to stop them from cheesing us out. But I don't think Virtue or Collective Brutality really does anything. No, Collective Brutality would as well. Okay. Sure. Put in a little bit of interaction here. That could stop combo nonsense. We draw it fast enough. Get rid of Shadow Spear. I don't really think that matters. Elspeth also feels a bit slow. It's going to be a really quick matchup. Maybe Blade Splicer. Cut these. I'm just going to cut these two. Just 4 black sources. Let's do 5. And a Mox. Okay. So yeah, Collective Brutality can hit Tinker or Channel. We draw none of the interaction stuff. But I don't think we mulligan. We can path a Merit Lage. We can path a Hex Mage. We have a curve going a bit. We got a 1, a 2, and a 4. Alright, we've taxed Scavenging Ooze, so that costs 3 now. They start with a tap land. There's Godless Shrine if we hit any of the interaction. Alright, if they have Channel in the opening hand, they've got Channel in the opening hand. I sided what I could. What are you gonna do? Path is not incredible here because they get mana out of it. I mean, okay, it is incredible, but it's not like perfect. There's the Skoos. Gain 1 in trade here. Or they could just take it all. Gain 1 in trade. Here's Paragon. If they can't kill it, that gets adversary back. I don't think I can wait 2 turns to try to play it and adversary in the same turn. Malevolent Rumble. Pick up a Mox, an Explorer, a land. To pick up Vista, because that's whatever color they need. Three mana. What are they gonna do? Demonic Tutor for 2. Let's kill us with a different combo next turn. 1 mana from being able to adversary kicked twice. Which means I can only +1/+1, so I can hit them for 4, I can't hit them for 5. But hitting them for 4 makes it so they can't use the Vista they just picked up. Okay, I got no choice. All I got's lands. Let's just make it so they can't use that Vista and hope that's enough. So we countered their land drop. Oh my god. 2 and 1. White Weenie beats in just enough. Path to Exile, absolute MVP. Efficient interaction, just an absolute must, because you're going to play against turn 2 Ulamogs. Turn 2 Portal to Phyrexias. These are the things that happen in Powered Cube. My lord, I cannot believe we won that match. But I am happy we did. We are 2 and 1 heading into round number 2, with our total record being 1 and 0 for the matches. Be on the play here for game 1 of round 2. I love that you can tell it's all the Magic Online players migrating over, so they can play Vintage Cube now that they can play Vintage Cube on Arena. Because it's like all bronze ranked. Their very first drafts are Vintage Cube drafts. Probably because they usually draft on Magic Online, because that was the only place you could draft Powered Cubes online. You can do it in paper if you print some proxies. Or if you are filthy stinking rich. This is a very interactive hand. We have a Path and a Containment Priest that can both potentially stop them from doing silly nonsense. Do I lead Kithian, hold up Path here? No, I think I play the more expensive card. I really don't want to Path to Exile on turn 2 unless they like channel out an Eldrazi or something. We don't want to give them more mana that early. Okay, they're just playing a draw 2, that's fine. Alright, looks like they are just a fair deck from what I've seen so far. They're just like playing creatures. So just play Containment Priest. Ooh, I think they thought Questing Druid was until the end of their next turn, not the end of this turn. Because they actually just did not get any value off of Druid. To be fair, I forgot how it works also. They could have cast it in their end step and it would have worked, I believe. If you cast it during your current end step, the cards will remain till your next end step. Well, we are jamming a million bajillion damage. I can Wandering Emperor for first strike somewhere if I need it. I don't. This might be too bold, but I don't feel the need to hold up Path against what I've seen so far. They look just like Naya aggro, not cheesy stuff. But every single deck could have some kind of random cheese somewhere.
That's coming off. Strike fast and strong.
They're down to 9. We get there. That is 1-0 now in round number 2, heading into game number 2. We run it back here. I don't feel the need for Collective Brutality Mind Twist in this matchup. Turn 2 Thalia is always rude. Double mulligan from our opponent. This is a very, very nice start. They have to double mulligan and we can play 2 threats with this Mox Diamond, or we can turn 1 Thalia. I think this deck literally just takes every opportunity to turn 1 Thalia. But there was an argument to lead Guide of Souls to get the maximum number of triggers off of it. I can get 2 energy here, but I can't get 3, so I don't get enough energy to use it off the Thalia attack this turn anyway, so post-combat, that's fine. Okay, if we get board wiped, the game is over in our opponent's favor, and if we don't get board wiped, the game is over in our favor. Let's see what happens here. Have to be a 3-mana wipe, like Pyroclasm or something. I'm not sure what kind of 3-mana wipe there would be. I guess 2 mana white. Any creature, any creature, any creature, please. No. No. Oh, I just needed 1 more energy. I'm just gonna get walled off by Monastery Mentor. Thalia is really good against it, at least. Making all of their non-creatures cost more makes it a lot harder for them to spit out a gigantic army that quickly. Hellrider, sure. And it's the creature we need to send somebody in the sky with Guide of Souls. Two +1/+1 counters and a flying counter onto the creature. So whatever I put the counters on permanently has flying. I've got Giver of Runes on board, so I'm just gonna go all in on this Thalia. Because they have to kill Giver of Runes before they can kill Thalia if I just leave Giver untapped. Unless they have like a Devoid removal spell. Alright, there goes Giver. Ooh. That's gonna be painful. That might get us the win there. Yeah, because they didn't see the Giver. Alright, rough game for our opponent. I may have been wrong on that one. That opponent might genuinely be playing Vintage Cube as one of their earliest drafts. They might be genuine bronze instead of a Magic Online player. Because they missed a couple things there. They did not realize the Giver of Runes ability, and they didn't realize their Questing Druid's ability, so they probably have less experience with these cards. But I think our first opponent was also the bottom of bronze. Knowing all of the different combos there, I feel like our first opponent was probably a Magic Online player. Scooching over. All right, well, I'll take it. We are at least 2-1 out of our first Powered Cube traditional draft here. First Vintage Cube draft. Pretty sick stuff, but we'll see if we can't get a trophy run on the first run. I doubt it. This is far from the perfect white weenie deck. Like, I have not played Vintage Cube really at all, and even I can tell, like, this is not like the strongest build of mono white aggro. It is low on interaction. It feels like you want tons in this cube, even with the really aggressive decks. And we're probably a little high on lands, but we've also just been drawing a million. We're a 16 land deck here with a Mox Diamond that discards an extra land. But also sort of counts as land. So yeah, like 17 land for mono white feels rough. We just don't have anything else to put in over the 17th land, unless I play like Lightning Greaves or something. I don't remember. We had some kind of bad equipment, I think. I don't think we can keep just 2 spells in the opener. Okay, that's also really awkward. I'd rather keep this than go to 5. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 1-drops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-drops. So we have 12 really good creatures we could draw here to keep the curve going. Oh god, turn 1 Mox. Okay. Probably the best creature we could draw here if they can't blow Thalia up immediately. Just hold up Thalia Giver Runes and protect this Thalia. I'd rather protect Thalia than hit for 1, I think. Whoa. Thalia is actually a little awkward because we actually have like our 5 and 6 in hand here. They're gonna tinker here. Black Lotus for 1. Yep, you got it. Yeah, we're gonna get combo killed likely. Play the Harvester of Misery. All right, it's protection, so this doesn't even work, but I might as well pretend it does. Because there's no reason not to. Path to Exile. We can kill Harvester of Misery. But then they get a land. I think I'd rather wait for land 4 for Harvester. And also I'd rather turn emotes off if they keep saying hello. Dreams of Steel and Oil. That does not do anything. It's 1 mana, discard a card. I guess they exile 1 card from our grave. Guess I kind of against blue mana probably have to do this because I could just have the counter for Emperor. In which case, if I don't path now, even if I hit the land, I take 5, go to my turn, cast Emperor, take 5 again. If it gets countered, just too much. Caustic Bronco. Welcome. Card draw engine to the board. If we don't find the Emperor mana to kill the Bronco. And Stepidemi. I was gonna say I'd be really surprised to see them counter an Ademi when they know we have Wandering Emperor in our hand. I don't think I can attack here because I need to be able to kill Bronco even if they counter this Emperor. So they have to both counter Wandering Emperor and removal spell Ademi to get Bronco in without losing it. Him to Torak is the draw? Well, I mean, there goes Elspeth. So now we have to run out Wandering Emperor, have her get countered. Take the trade with Bronco. Subtlety as the counterspell here. Put back on top. They can him Elspeth, but then I still have a Wandering Emperor. I kill Bronco here, and Emperor kills Subtlety. Sure. Well, it's actually better for them if they just wait here, right? Because I can't cast Elspeth anyways. They wait, and then they cast him and force me to main phase Wandering Emperor without getting the Subtlety exile. Yeah, I probably should have put Elspeth, or not Elspeth, Wandering Emperor on the bottom. Because holding the him plays really well. Or they could not hold the him. So they must have like another counterspell or something here if they choose to play it that way. Otherwise that's really weird as a way to play it. I don't want to just run out Emperor there while they're tapped out. Sure, I can play an Emperor and get like 1/2/2 and then have Emperor die because I'm tapped out. I don't think the 2/2 is worth it versus the slight chance they don't have the removal. And this keeps Subtlety off of us. Because they don't even have to spend any cards to kill Wandering Emperor if I tap out and make a Samurai. And the other option is like tap out, make her at 4 loyalty, and then she gets hit for 3 and I can't do anything with her next turn anyway. Alright, so they have Snapcaster him to Torak, which is why they played it that way. I still feel like it would have been better for them to not play him last turn, because then they could just keep Snapcaster.
I'm home.
I regret to inform you of how Wandering Emperor works. Oop.
I am almost sad to
To be fair, I didn't know that's how she worked either. Because I thought that was just gonna blank her. The him. Oh boy. Overlord of the Baelmerk is a draw spell. Then a bunch more. They got Time Walk. They have a Mox and a Time Walk. Couple pieces of the Power 9 over there. Oh yeah, they have Black Lotus, Time Walk, and Mox. They have 3 of the Power 9. I'm feeling a little outclassed, draft pod wise. It's the Archon of Cruelty. That is 8 mana, they have 7, so they're 1 land from playing that. Essentially auto winning once they get there. This is another position I think I just have to sack for a single Samurai again. Which isn't fun, but if I plus the Elspeth, or if I plus the Emperor, they just kill her with Snapcaster Mage. They did top deck the land for Archon. Ocelot Pride is not going to do it here. That is going to be game number 2. They have Time Walk, Vampiric Tutor. I'm going to try Mind Twist Collective again. Mana's not great for it. I will do what I can. I'm gonna go 15 lands and cut the 5 drop. And hop into game 2. On the play for game 2, no black for collective, but great early threat. Keep. Pray our opponent does not have Power 9 in the opener. Swamp. Duress. There goes collective brutality, I guess. They did see a couple Planeswalkers game 1, but I think that Duress is actually a little rough in this matchup. But they can't possibly know that, because the way that we drew Duress looked solid. They do have a Mox in their opener, so they open with Mox Time Walk. Okay. Think you got me. Mox Time Walk Soul Ring. Cool. Cool. What do you got? What's left? Land Archon? Okay. We might be in this game. They have a 10 drop now. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10. They're playing off the top, and the top deck is exiling a creature from our hand. There goes Evangelist. Get rid of the battle cry. Attack with 3 or more to flip this into the bigger Gideon, right? Yes, 2 other creatures, which means 3 total attacking, will flip that. Send, get the damage, flip the Gideon, kill them next turn if they don't top deck well.
Ketra, watch over me.
Guess I'll make Spellbinder indestructible till my next turn.
Vulnerability has its perks.
Brainstorm, last-ditch effort. They have an answer in their top 3 that's good enough to stop them from taking 7 here. Let's see. They do not. That is game. They got real quiet with the emotes in the end of that one. That was kind of strange. Alright, here we are for game number 3 of the final round. We will be on the draw for this one for sure. And we'll have to see if we can dodge some power here. Everything's a 1 mana, except the Demi. God. Feel like we keep and pray. If I top deck land as my first draw, this is explosive. If we miss lands on a couple draws, we just lose. Okay, there goes Mox Diamond, but that's fine. Because it doesn't actually add the number of mana sources in this hand. It would just turn a top decked land into the diamond on board turn 1. So I think it might be better for them to just take Shadow Spear here without a second land in this hand. But Shadow Spear also won't be relevant for a really long time because I don't have the mana to like play and equip, so I think we're kind of fine either way here. Like the only way Mox Diamond matters is if we top deck the land immediately though, so Shadow Spear is probably the better discard. Because even though both are not that likely to be relevant, Shadow Spear is significantly more likely. Every single game they got a Mox turn 1, which is pretty good. Play the Guide as our first creature to get the maximum number of triggers. Trinket Mage for Black Lotus or Soul Ring. Yeah, we're not dodging power at all this round. Black Lotus Lurrus? Ay ay ay. I'm happy our pretty mid mono white aggro got at least one win, because this deck feels nigh unbeatable. Don't you dare randomly discard Path. Okay. Thank God. Get out of my life, Lurrus. I mean, they're down to 1 card in hand here. If they draw really poorly. And every deck has at least like 13 lands or something, even if they have a bunch of Moxes, so there's always a chance they draw 10 lands in a row. And then we win. So we'll stick it out. Overlord is definitely not a land. Picks up a Subtlety here. Yep. Jam for 2. Drop a figure, and we will jam for 1. That is not good. I can't attack here because they can just flash in the 3/3 flyer without countering something just to eat the Figure of Destiny anyway. Two out of 3. At least they might as well just counter that with Subtlety. They do not. There's Brainstorm. There's Soul Ring. Brave Titan, sure. Send in the 2/2. I think we take it. Okay. Yeah. Risky keep there, but I don't think even an incredible hand is going to win that game. So, is what it is. That is 2 and 1 for our run this time around. I think that's as far as we were honestly going to take it. I don't think we could have done any better there. So very, very happy, very impressed with how the deck managed to play out. The only round we lost was to, oops, all power 9. Lotus, Mox, Time Walk. Sol Ring isn't technically power 9, but it is absurd. It's within the 9 most powerful cards in the cube. So like cube power 9 in a way. We just got really, really outclassed in that last round. Arena was tired of us winning games. We got paired up against the Dream Draft. Very strong deck, very well drafted there. 2-1 it will be, but at least we took one game. We won a game where our opponent played a Mox and a Time Walk within the first couple turns, so that was nice. But sadly, we do not get the maximum prize out here. But again, very, very new to the cube. This is my first powered cube draft here. And I will take a 2-1. That is good enough for me for today. Some big flaws of this deck being the lack of interaction. Having just a Path to Exile, Wandering Emperor, and an Elspeth was quite bad. Feels like you do need to have a bunch of interaction in powered cubes because your opponents can do absolutely absurd things incredibly early. They can go Mox, Sol Ring, Lotus, here's a 6/6 turn 1 kind of stuff. They can go channel into an Eldrazi on turn 2. You need to have a lot of cheap interaction to not just die every time your opponent does something like that, because it is going to happen on occasion. So you want to have ways to stop that. Now, Thalia did help quite a bit. Containment Priest never actually even did anything. But I think that cards like Thalia and Elite Spellbinder, while not being like Path to Exile, these are other ways that are helpful ways to stop your opponent from doing some utter nonsense too quickly against you. So I like those a lot. Those are definitely higher up in my pick order as well. I will say the games were ending quick enough and insane things were happening early enough that I'm certainly much lower on like 5 drops in aggressive decks like this. Like the Elspeth Stormslayer just felt completely irrelevant every single game. So definitely learning some stuff about the cube here. And still getting a very solid record, so we take those. 2-1 it will be for my very first draft of the Vintage Cube. And we'll go ahead and open up the cube pack to show off that these little prize packs here don't contain everything in the cube. You can't get Moxes out of them, you can't get Black Lotus out of them, anything like that. It's just some of those reprints. Let's see what we get here. Some of those new to the cube cards. So yeah, it's a bunch of random historic cards, and then you get like 2 from the set list. Yeah, so Deathgreater's Champion, this has never been on Arena before. You can get out of these prize packs here. And Devilish Valet. So I guess Zurin Orb and Deathgreater's Champion were my 2 like cube exclusive cards here. I mean, maybe only the 1 rare is a guaranteed cube card. I don't actually know how these prize packs work. I will say, if you want to play the cube, it's 90% about the fun of the cube. I don't really think the prize structure is particularly good for these events versus just playing a regular draft if you're trying to maximize your gym output and maximize your economy. So, yeah, I don't think the prize out is fantastic here, but still a very cool draft. Very fun draft to get us started off in the brand new format. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send some more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. But other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.